Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Stream On. I'm Jim Williams, your host, and it's June, so you know what that means. It's Pride Month. And I've got to say that I'm so impressed with the content that's coming out for Pride all over the streaming world. I mean, there's some great shows, there's some great documentaries. A lot focuses on the LGBTQ plus community, and no more than what is going on with PBS's Digital Studios, because they're starting off their PBS Summer of Short Documentaries, which is a fantastic series, and it's going to go, frankly, beyond the summer, but they're focusing this summer on, and of course on June, on what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. And our guest is Adam Dylewski, and Adam is the director of programming for PBS's Digital Studios. And Adam, I know that you're getting ready to kick off the series, and there's some really good content coming out of your studios having to do with issues that face the LGBTQ plus community. Why don't you talk about some of the documentaries you're excited about, and of course about PBS's Short Docs Summer Series?
That's right. Yeah, we just kicked off our Pride content with an amazing film called Senior Prom, and this is from our colleagues at ITVS, and this is all about an LGBTQ senior community that throws a senior prom for its residents, most of whom did not get to enjoy prom as their authentic selves growing up. And it's just a fun, really beautiful film that celebrates an older LGBTQ generation that spent their lifetimes fighting for the right to live openly. And yeah, you might want to bring tissues. It's really heartwarming and fun. And it also just goes alongside other wonderful Pride-related content. We've brought to Voices last year. Our big flagship Pride series was called Pride Land, and this is all about LGBTQ communities in the South, and that's also on Voices. You can watch the whole digital series there. That's right. That's right. Yeah, we're really excited. We recently launched in May our PBS Short Docs initiative, and this is something that was in the works for several years. And yeah, we're bringing content from PBS stations like WIDA, all around mental health. That was the focus in May, and then now in June we're launching really some wonderful shorts from ITVS, Time for Pride Month. And yeah, we're just thrilled. We have so much other short docs in the pipeline coming, and yeah, we're just thrilled to get this out there. We've been wanting to build a digital platform for documentary filmmakers for a long time, and now seeing this come to life on Voices, the channel where all this is happening, it's been really rewarding.
You know, it's funny. I spoke to the team at Independent Lens earlier this spring, and they had put together some awesome digital content, and this is just, I guess, a little bit of a spin-off of some of the stuff they've done as well.
That's right. Yeah, we're really lucky to have ITVS as a partner for Voices and for Short Docs. We're actually bringing we're bringing all of their digital slate over to Voices and to our Short Docs initiative, and we're thrilled. Again, we can't share all the details about all the upcoming content, but there's so much great stuff in the pipeline, and yeah, working with ITVS and help kind of bringing the doc tradition that PBS has established on broadcast over to digital is really important to us.
Well, I mean, the other part of the equation too is we don't want to give a lot of spoiler alerts. I mean, we want people to come and watch. So let's don't give away the farm here, right?
That's right. Yeah.
We want to save something for folks to be watching. Now, you know, one of the things that I've noticed in almost 2.5, almost 3 years now that we've been doing this streaming podcast is that we are seeing what might very well be the golden age of documentaries. People from all over the world we're starting to get documentaries that are just amazing from Canada, from Australia, from the UK, from the United States, from Sweden. I mean, just some phenomenal stuff. And fits right into the wheelhouse of what PBS is doing. So it's kind of fun to be involved in the golden age of documentaries. People seem to be sitting down and enjoying something that is reality, but not reality TV.
That's right. Yeah, it's a really exciting time to be involved in documentaries for sure. PBS, one of the things you hear a lot sort of in the organization is we often call ourselves the home for documentaries. So this is such a great trend and a great moment for us. You're referencing sort of this amazing explosion of docs on streaming apps, but there's also so many great storytellers raised on YouTube and other
Mm-hmm.
online video platforms that are doing really, really exciting things with the format. So yeah, whether we're working with a group like TBS or a POV or PBS stations, or working with independent filmmakers who are sort of rising up right now, it's just really exciting to, in a time when there's so much great talent and so many opportunities to distribute the docs. And I referenced this earlier, but yeah, having, bringing that tradition of great documentaries that we've cultivated on broadcast over to digital is really important. And we're building out these digital distribution channels and even some funding opportunities for rising documentary filmmakers. We recently had this open call for emerging filmmakers geared towards BIPOC creators.
Yeah.
And we really want to bring all of these creators into the PBS family by distributing their content online through channels like PBS Voices. We also have an amazing STEM-themed hub called PBS Terra. And we've built really strong audiences around these channels already. We have a lot more work to do, but we're so excited to bring more filmmakers into the fold.
So how exactly are you bringing the filmmakers in? Are you are you seeing some of their content online? Are they sending it? Are they submitting it? How are you beginning to cultivate this new group of filmmakers? They may have been doing it for a long time, but they haven't quite reached the masses.
Yeah, it's a great question. So yeah, my team and I, we spend, we're a small but mighty team, and on the programming side of PBS Digital Studios. On the programming side of PBS Digital Studios, myself, my colleagues, Nikki Walker and Gabby Ewing, we spend a lot of time watching YouTube, scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, and just keeping tabs on creators that are really, creating exciting new content and breaking with formats and evolving, whether it's documentaries or explainer formats that are popular on YouTube. Yeah, we're just sort of try to keep our ear to the ground on different talent and different creators doing really interesting things on different platforms. But then we're also super fortunate to work with groups like ITVS and different PBS stations. And they're all in touch, with their own communities of whether it's doc filmmakers or just regional independent filmmakers in their areas. So I think that's that's what PBS has always been really great at, is sort of being this co-op for different public media entities to just sort of filter up, really great talent and share it when other private media companies are not doing so. So sort of we take content in all different types of ways, but sometimes it's us sourcing and finding creators, and sometimes it's them reaching out to us or coming through our partners.
Some of the amazing content you reference YouTube there. I mean, it's not just for cats and baby pictures. There's outstanding content and very creative content on YouTube. I mean, I can sit there and watch YouTube for hours with people who I've suddenly become friendly with. It's like you sit there and go, as a former programmer myself for 40 plus years, you sit there and go, these people are talented, and I could sit here and this could be, I could put this on air and people would love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely evolved far past cat videos, like you said. And, my whole career has been, my background is in science communication and science filmmaking, and almost everything I've ever done was on YouTube. It's been, there's been a lot of creators that pioneered entirely new formats that work on YouTube. And the reality is, if PBS wants to meet audiences where they are and reach, younger, more diverse viewers, we got to be on these platforms. It's, it's part of the joy of my job is that we get to just work with all of these talented filmmakers and creators. Just sort of inventing new forms on these online platforms.
It's great to have the talent and the wonderful, depth of content that a Ken Burns puts out when he puts out one of his documentaries. But it's also fantastic to have these short documentaries that get a great deal in a nice compact period of time, which is what storytelling is all about, right? You can have the long form storytelling, but you can also have a very entertaining, very important story told in a very short period of time, which is what you've got going right now.
That's right. Yeah, we're very the short docs we've brought to the initiative so far really they all exemplify the kind of docs that not only are well researched and engaging and nuanced, but like you hinted at, they're they're short and punchy, and they're edited in such a way that work for online audiences. And that's something that my team and I were really careful when we're curating these docs is do they work for online audiences? Because you can't just take necessarily something on TV and just sort of dump it on Instagram or YouTube. Really, there's different, you really want to tailor the content you're making for the different platforms you have. And I think a number of the docs and projects that we've brought to PBS Voices really exemplify that approach. The first doc that kicked off the PBS Short Docs initiative was on it's from WIDA, and it was all about sort of this Olympic shot putter named Raven Saunders, and it delves into sort of childhood trauma she dealt with and the intensity of her Olympic experiences, and then some of the pitfalls of celebrity that sort of challenged her mental health. And it tells this amazing story in about 5 to 6 minutes. It's got this really kinetic editing that just really works in online video, and it's just like you're sort of hinting at, it really is geared towards the platforms and digital audiences. And the response so far to these shorts has been really great.
Well, the sweet spot in both Instagram and as well as YouTube is somewhere between the 20 to 40 minute spot. Anything 20 minutes is good. But 40 minutes, is about the absolute max that you can, that you see trending in that. Is that something that you're seeing the same thing when you're looking at these docs?
It's such a good question. So we get this question often from producers, asking us, hey, what's the ideal length for YouTube? And there used to be, a clearer answer, but truthfully, we have shows and projects in the PBS DS network that are around 4 minutes long, and they perform extremely well and have built really wonderful communities. And then there's also content within the network as well as outside of the network that is pushing close to an hour. So it really varies. And I think there's this idea that on YouTube and in online video that viewers really have short attention spans, and that's not quite right. Viewers you just don't want to waste their time, and so as long as the content is really tightly edited and the storytelling is there, like you can have something you can have something that is 4 minutes or 40 minutes. The main point is to make sure that it's engaging throughout. And the advice we often give to producers now, because we no longer see a clear benefit to making super short or long content, is just make the story and make your film as long as it needs to be, and no longer than that, not a second longer than that. That's all the advice we give now.
Well, and the docs, and I've checked out a couple of them here. They do that. They move quickly, and I tend to look at something that when it's over, I want to know, like, wow, that seemed like it was no time whatsoever. And I look at it and it's like 15 minutes or 8 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever. And you're like, wow, that fast? It was one of those kind of feelings that they got so much in such a short period of time. And it was impactful. So when you're watching things like that, you're like, cool, that's really, they're really capturing the audience and holding them.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, we work closely with our producers to get there, but we're very fortunate. We work with a lot of really wonderful filmmakers and partners like ITVS and WIDA.
Hmm.
So yeah, so oftentimes we get these docs and they're just in really great shape, and we're excited to bring them to Voices whenever they come our way.
Well, I don't want to dwell too much on my Wheat is my home station here
Nice.
and I'm a Wheat Passport, subscriber. So, it's,
Nice. Me too.
we're, it's good to have the homeboys doing well. Why don't you tell us, Adam, about where we can watch these things and how best to access them?
Yeah, so the best place to find all of these great short docs is at youtube.com/PBS Voices. That's the Short Docs initiative and PBS Voices overall. It's the primary platform is YouTube, but you can also find a lot of these docs on pbs.org. Some of them you might be able to find on the PBS video app. It really varies, but the best place to get them is it's youtube.com/PBS Voices.
So the YouTube channel is first. We'll have all of it in the show boxes so that people will be able to find them wherever they may be. So what's next? I mean, you've got this initiative. Are you, obviously you're looking to grow it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have a huge, we have more Pride content coming from ITVS. We have a second wonderful film coming in later this month. We have, what do we have upcoming on our slate? We have a whole ITVS slate. We actually only started releasing the ITVS content very recently. So we have not only individual projects coming to Short Docs, but we also have a lot of docu-series coming from ITVS to Voices. So all of that will be coming to the channel soon. We also are launching our final episode of a really amazing mini-series that we created with the Center for Asian American Media, or CAM, and it's called A People's History of Asian America. And that was a 4-episode series, produced in response to this terrible rise in anti-Asian violence across the country. We're just really trying to curate a collection of films and series and projects that are timely and just help us understand one another more deeply. And it'll cover urgent issues like mental health and social justice, but you also might get a really fun doc here and there. Like we recently released a great short on this guy named Howard, who might be LA's biggest concert fanatic. And it's Howard's story about being faced with COVID and a world where he can't go to concerts, where he went to concerts every single day for most of the year. And it's just a really amazing film, and it as a huge music fan, it pains me to not have gone to a lot of concerts recently in the last year during the pandemic. So we try to run the gamut of really touching on important topics, as well as really engaging fun shorts as well. So it runs the gamut.
Okay, one last time, we know where to find all this stuff. How long is the mini doc series scheduled to go, or is this the way you want people to start to jump in there and learn? And guess what? It's not going away.
It's not going away. No, we're going to be bringing short docs indefinitely, to Voices. We've been really thrilled with the response so far, and there's so many great documentary storytellers, throughout the PBS system, and we want to make a great home for them there on Voices, and we're talking to some exciting potential partners, and to bring more short docs to the channel. So no, certainly Short Docs and the Voices channel is not going anywhere.
Special thanks to my guest, Adam Dylewski, Director of Programming, PBS Digital Studios. Be sure to check out PBS's Short Doc series and, of course, all the great content that they have there at PBS on their YouTube channel. And all the information on that series is in our show box below. We'll be back with more of Stream On right after this from BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
At BMW, we know leaving the road wasn't easy, but anticipating our return taught us to appreciate every drive. The exhilaration of the ultimate adventure. moments spent with your favorite co-pilots, and the freedom to explore just because. Our time to rejoin the road is finally here.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Now, if you're not one of the over 75,000 people worldwide who've joined our party here by subscribing, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, we make it simple. It's free. You can find us at the Apple Podcast Store, same thing over at Google Play. You can find us at Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, as well as Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and over at YouTube. That's just to name a few. Now, if you've got one of those great, assistant devices, let's say you've got Google or Alexa or Siri, just ask them, please play the latest edition of Stream On with Jim Williams, and guess what? They'll do it for you. Now, if after all that you still can't find us, not a problem. Pull out the old Google machine, type in Stream On with Jim Williams, and hit the favorite button or subscribe button. And every week you're going to get a brand new edition of the podcast sent directly to your phone, your tablet, or to both. Okay? So please go out there and do that today. And one of the reasons we want you to do that is because we love your feedback. And all of our social media information is in the show box below. And you guys are fantastic about telling us, no matter where you are in the world, what you are watching, what we should be binging, what we should be watching. And frankly, many times you offer up suggestions that we use right here on the podcast as far as getting guests to, showcase some of the programming that you bring to our attention. So it's a very interactive community. You guys have been outstanding about sticking with us and telling us what you like and telling us what you don't like and giving us some ideas about podcasts in the future. Keep that coming, okay? All the information is in the show box below, so please, 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 please keep that interaction going. See on Twitter, on Instagram, catch us on, on email, whatever. Just keep those vibes coming because, folks, we really appreciate that feedback, okay? Okay. Hey, so what are you going to watch this weekend? Well, if you're anything like the people who are, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram, you're going to check out part 2 of Series 5 of Lucifer. Now, I did get a chance to take a look at it on Netflix, and it is awesome. Let me just say this. Lucifer, the musical episode, absolutely hilarious. You got to check it out. So, Lucifer fans, I know a lot of them are out there because you guys keep hitting us up. Lucifer fans, you're going to love it. It's back. Lucifer Part 2, Season 5, post-COVID, is on Netflix right now. Also on Netflix, it just dropped this week, is another one of our favorites, and we've talked about it on this show numerous times, and that's Lupin. Lupin is a gritty crime drama, kind of a, whodunit situation where everything is very twisty-turny, fun to watch. It's a very good mystery show, and by all means, check out Lupin on Netflix. Over on Disney Plus, if you haven't seen Hot Shots, John Stamos is like a dead ringer for Rick Pitino. For those of you who are not a basketball fan, Rick, for many years, one of the most successful college coaches in the business, and he's now coaching at Iona because of some issues that kind of popped up at Louisville. So, it's almost like watching Rick Pitino coach a high school girls team in California. So, John Stamos, friend of the program, by all means, check out his show on Disney Plus, which is Hot Shots. Now, coming, it's not here yet, but coming on the 9th of the month is over on Disney Plus is Loki. Now, Loki is a character from the Avengers movies, and if you haven't seen the Avengers movies, I strongly recommend you watch a couple of them because you're going to see Loki in there. And if there's ever someone who is worthy of having his own show, do totally on his character, it would be Loki. And, whether or not, and I've seen plenty of sizzle reels on this, whether or not it can live up to the numbers that the Mandalorian did on Disney Plus, I don't know. But it's a Marvel show, and it's a very entertaining one. And mark down the 9th, because that's when Loki hits, and you're going to want to check that one out, okay? Now, I know a lot of you guys are big fans of Discovery Plus, and so you're like, okay, so what's going on over there? Well, Too Large begins another season. Also just dropping, we've got 90 Days, Body Call, and, Budget Battle, the 40-year-old Property Virgin, Unique Eats, Restaurant Stakeout, Man versus Food. Plenty of Pride stuff over there. And, I Am Jazz and I Heart Food definitely are over there for the LGBTQ Pride Month, folks. So plenty going on over with our friends at Discovery Plus. I would also be remiss if I did not mention that, you should also go over to PBS's Digital Studios. All the information is in the show box below. If you didn't listen to Adam Dylewski in our podcast just a few minutes ago, you should go back and listen to that, because he clearly is someone who knows what he's doing. He's got a fantastic team over there. And yes, we're focusing on PBS's Short Docs series over the next month or two, but look, there is an absolute treasure trove of content at PBS's Digital Studios. Check it out, enjoy it, and let me know what you think, because, folks, I really think this is something that is important and is entertaining at the same time, and that's a rare combination. So check out PBS's Digital Studios, and again, we thank Adam Dylewski for joining us today. Okay? So, for all of us here at Stream On, I'm Jim Williams saying have a wonderful and safe weekend. We'll see you next time right here, 1 week from today. Stream On.